Yes, you have read the title right. Hi, my name is Eric Sensi. I am 24 years old and I am broke, no job, really no purpose or sense of direction currently in my life. This is the first video I am dropping officially on my channel. It's gonna be raw. There's gonna be no edits, no cuts in the beginning. I genuinely just want you guys to get to know me, see who I am, hear the story, understand why we're at where we are currently and what the next steps are going forward. So, yes, let's get into this. So for the longest time, man, school was never my thing, right? I barely got by school. Went to high school, had decent grades, nothing too crazy, but I passed, right? And I got by and it was good. I was captain of the soccer team. I had a good amount of friends, but I was also an individual that was very to himself. Like, yes, I got girls and a lot of guys liked me and thought I was really cool. And when I hang out, I go to the parties. But deep down, I had this like very insecure mindset. I would get really bad social anxiety. And I was just immature, very degenerate. I was drinking, I was smoking, I was staying up late, I was playing video games. I was doing all of these bad habits. But I was a kid, I didn't know better, right? So high school flew by, wasn't the best, but it flew by before I knew it was over. Then I never really wanted to actually go to college, but I was like, why not? Let's do it. It's just, I don't know what I really want to go for. That was my mindset going into. And I'm like, I don't want to go if I don't know what I want to go for, right? So my mother thought it would be best if I went to become an electrician. Now, in her doing, I appreciate that and I see where her eyes were going with that and the thought behind it. It's just, this is time for another story. Won't get into it, but my father wasn't really in my life. Parents divorced at a young age. And he is a very hands-on man, but his son, not so much, right? I'm just not. But I was like, let's try it, right? It's a trade. We got good benefits, good pay, the pension, all that, the opportunity behind it. And overall, it's a very good skill to learn, right? High paying, it's not for me. So I went for about a semester and then I was just fed up, man. And I also went to go play soccer there because it was my sport, man. I mean, killing it. Like I said, I was playing high school soccer. I was the captain of the soccer team. I played travel soccer, dominated on that team too. And I was just like, let's play college, man. Like, I love soccer. I'm still locked into this. Let's see what we can do. Like, yes, it's a community college, but also there's still opportunity to get something out of this. I'm not saying go pro or go to a different league, but just continue on the career, right? And see how it can go. So I went to school about a month earlier than everybody else because of soccer. So I got to live in the suite by myself. I was about to have 3 roommates, but since I had soccer, they let me in early and I got to live on my own for about a month, which was so sick. I'm not gonna lie, I won't forget that. It was really, really cool. I had the whole suite to myself. Like, it was really, really cool. And very excited about joining this team because the coach heard about me through my travel coach, and my travel coach was literally just hyping me up. Like, yeah, he would score a couple goals every game. He was the captain. He would freaking lead the team. Like, he gassed me up so much to the point where the coach looked at me when he saw me. He's like, yes, I'm going to start this guy. He's going to be our guy. So a lot of like expectation before even stepping on the field, right? So we're gonna get real with this. Like I said, this is gonna all be raw, and you're gonna fully get to know me and the story behind this all. So, first practice, a little nervous, but I met all the guys, super cool, liked me, coach was feeling me, like we were on track to really do this and see what I can be on the soccer team. And first practice, dominated. I don't know what side came out of me, but we were scrimmaging half field, and I would just score and dribble. Nobody could take the ball from me. Passing, all in. So good. And I was like, dude, I just made a statement tonight. Like, I was so hyped. I went back to the apartment or suite and was just smiling and playing music. I was so excited, man, because like this is really what I came to the school for, was to play soccer. Of course, be an electrician, do the trade, but this is what I wanted. So did that. I was so happy. And then next practice came up like 2 days later because they gave us a break, which was very nice. Man, I don't know what happened. I messed up like something felt off. I can't even really explain it. Like, it was such a long time ago. Something felt really off, and I just wasn't me on the field, bro. Like I couldn't like dribble like I usually do. I was overthinking every single move and thought next to pass and shoot and dribble. I don't know what happened. I really don't. I got in my head so bad. Fumbled that practice. I mean, we were doing drills where we had mini goals and it was raining, and they'd play the ball to you and it would be you versus a defender, and like, bro, that was my thing. Like, that was my thing, because I'm a striker and I'd always be fed the ball, drive, you got a few defenders, you got to cut, do your thing, and then score the goal. So that was like what I was good at. And I don't know. Till this day, I don't know. Anyways, so fumbled that practice. I couldn't pass, I couldn't shoot, I couldn't do what I did in the first one. And now the bar went from this to this. And the coach was shocked. Like, the guys that saw me the first practice were shocked. And I was shocked. Fully, you know? And after that practice, I was like so annoyed and upset with myself. This is also something I used to be very lustful, man. You know, I just used to over sexualize women. It's a really bad sin, bro. Lust will kill love. A lot of people wonder why they can't get in a relationship or find that intimacy and connection and love with somebody. It's because lust is controlling you. Decay the lust, you will find love. So I was very lustful. A problem I struggled with for a long time. I mean, masturbating, porn, yes, I'm fully admitting all of this. So long ago. And just women, man, just sex, just having sex with women, you know, it's dating apps. It's terrible, you know. It's just something I think I would use to cope, for sure. And that made everything worse, because the rest of tryouts, I just folded, bro. I was wasting my sexual energy. I was not doing the right things, not eating good food, not optimizing recovery and sleep. And it was cooked, like it was over. So that really hurt me. I saw I got cut from the team. I didn't make it, but I'm like, okay, we're still here doing what we came for, the electrician trade. So I'm like, let's do this. So did it, man, and it was cool in the beginning. I did get kind of excited, like, I'm back in school, like, we're doing classes, learning something new. I'm at a new school, I'm with new people. This is a whole entirely different thing. And I was excited for about 2 weeks max, and I was over it. I hated it. I didn't enjoy it. And I truly felt like I was wasting my time, my energy, the money, and my potential to do something different or just go make money, right? So was there for about a semester. That didn't last. I decided to just go and say screw it, and then I worked for a couple of years. I pretty much worked 3-4 years, pretty much every job you can think of, man. Restaurants, lifeguarding, camp counselor, warehouse, retail, sales, like pretty much everything you could think of. A whole bunch of different jobs, right? It's just wanting to stack bread, stack money. But the thing is, deep down, I always had an entrepreneurial mindset. So at the age of 22, I officially dove into entrepreneurship, and I finally started up an online business. The business model was social media marketing. I was specializing in Facebook advertising and email and SMS marketing to help real estate agents get more clients, build brand awareness, and overall just make more revenue with their name and their brokerage. Loved it. I had so much fire and passion for this shit, man. I mean, talk about waking up 3 a.m. every single day, working out, eating clean food, doing my habits, cold calling for like 2 hours a day, taking sales calls every day, while still working a part-time job, like 6 hours a day or something. I was working at GNC at the time, General Nutrition Center, as a sales rep. But it got to a point, man, where I had some clients, got money up front. I just was never amazing at the marketing side. And that's where it hindered, and that was my downfall, because I got clients, I made money, but I could not scale it the way that I would have liked to, because the testimonials I couldn't provide, and then my company wouldn't look as good on paper. Testimonials are everything, bro. If you get good reviews about your company, if you can provide and show the value that you've done with your clients, like, that's a win, bro. Like, then you get referrals and you get inbound leads, and it's just a snowball effect, right? And that's how you like really scale and win. So that was my downfall with that company. And then I think eventually, man, I just was like, I'm done. I got sick and tired of the real estate agents. It was very tough to work with them, man. They're some interesting people, we'll say that. I'm not gonna say anything mean. Interesting people. But overall, a very cool experience. I mean, I learned so much about business and entrepreneurship, and literally just working my ass off to try to figure this out, right? And then I jumped back into a full-time job called Men's Warehouse. It was a retail / clothing company. Fun, very fun, probably the best job I honestly ever worked, just because I love sales, right? Sales is my go-to thing for sure. I love speaking to people. I love listening to people, like their problems, communicating, helping them out, understanding like goals and helping them get there, motivate people to be better, like all that, right? And it was cool, man. I mean, it was a full-time job. I was working about 40-ish hours a week, sometimes 40 plus. No commission, unfortunately. I know, very tough, but super fast-paced environment, which I thrive in, man. So it's so many different aspects of that business too. I mean, you got wedding consultations, you got prom, you got rentals, you got retail, you got custom. Like, there's so many different things. So when people would show up at the door, you wouldn't even know what they were coming in for, right? So I'd help one person, wedding consultation over here, rental over there, prom over here, retail over there, custom suit back. So a very fun job, man. I thrived, and you get to dress up every day. So I was wearing the suit. it was intense, but it was a very cool job. Then one day, I had these solar guys come in, and I'm not even lying, they just gassed me up. We were having good conversations, chatting, and they pretty much just recruited me out of Men's Warehouse. And I was at Men's Warehouse for about almost a year. I think a year, maybe a little over a year. I think almost a year. And they were just like, dude, you know how to speak, you have the look, you can jump back and forth with people, like, you know how to adapt to stressful situations. Like, I know you've never done door to door before, but I'm promising you, Eric, you will be a killer. So I was like, you know what? Solar is a booming industry right now. This is another opportunity to get even better with sales. I mean, we're talking door to door. In my opinion, that is the hardest sales you can do ever. I don't care what you say, because I stand on it. The reason that is, you are going up to somebody's house. You've never seen this person before. You have never been to the house before. You don't know who is coming through that fucking door. It could be anybody, and anything can happen. And let's not even start with the no soliciting signs. Let's start with that. Also, the dogs. Oh my gosh, I will never forget the dogs. And you don't know how the conversation or interaction's going to go. But you know me, I jump on opportunities. I'm very ambitious and driven in all ways, man. So I was like, this is a good opportunity. Yes, it's a risk, but it's a risk to potentially make a lot of money and scale to either get me out of New York or build up my sales expertise even more than what I've done, because this is the next level of sales. So I was like, let's do it. It was peak time, summer, beautiful weather, sales, solar, booming industry right now, and it's only getting bigger. So I'm like, let me jump on this. Recruited me out of Men's Warehouse. I left there. I decided to go full time with the solar, because they also said, hey man, like, we love you, like, we know you're gonna dominate, but we need you full time. If you don't come full time, then we can't do this. Okay, right? So I left Men's Warehouse, did the solar, did it for a few months. Man, I killed it. I fucking killed it, dude. I mean, I was like the top appointment setter, booking a couple appointments every single day on the doors, unreal energy. Nobody was matching me at all. They just weren't. I wasn't a closer though, right? I was purely an appointment setter, just going from door to door to door, hitting roughly about 20 to 40 doors a day, depending on what the appointment setting was like. Like I said, 1 a day, 2 a day, 3 a day, sometimes 4 or 5. It was good, man. I really was killing it for a long time. Now, the biggest bottleneck with this was the deals just wouldn't close. And even when they did close, they wouldn't fully close, so I didn't get paid. And overall, look, I got nothing bad to say about these guys, because I do appreciate them. They have a lion mindset. They are beasts. They're really cool. But deep down, man, I was overpromised way too much. I was overpromised, oversold, and got cut under all of this, right? So it just wasn't sustainable, man. You know, I was producing, but deals weren't closing, and it just wasn't working out, honestly, at all. So something happened. Won't get too deep into it, but a little confrontation is just something I don't want to put out there, but nothing terrible, right? It's involved with family and them, and little confrontation back and forth with them, and they thought that I betrayed them and went behind their backs trying to go work for a different solar company. And would have just left them abruptly. Yeah. So I don't like to use the word threaten, but took away my base pay, something I negotiated to come back to make this thing fair. And yeah, just did that. Kind of like didn't even want me on the team. Like, just the energy was crazy, man. It's like everything just blew up in my face overnight, bro. And I was over it. I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna do this because this is just BS. Like, you gave me the base pay that I negotiated, and yeah, something happened, but the fact that you think I went behind your back and tried to like do you guys wrong is asinine. I would never do that. Why would I do that? Why would I negotiate myself all the way back in to your company again when I was dominating for you and producing just to get thrown out? Why would I do that? I'm a little heated right now, I'm not gonna lie, telling this story, so just bear with me. Anyways, that happened and I was done. I remember I was in the city with my girlfriend, and I was fed up and she knew it, and there was just so much stuff going on, bro, because like money was already tight, and I took the opportunity to do solar because I thought I could make a lot of money, and I didn't. Obviously some deals came through, I got some money, but it just wasn't good enough. It wasn't. So I remember I was like in the city with my girlfriend, New York, and I just like ended it there because I was just so fed up, man. Because they're trying to make me seem like I'm the bad guys and I betrayed them and whatever. We'll let that go. But so that was that. And for the longest time, man, I mean, I was probably unemployed for a few months. And it's not like I wasn't applying, bro. I was applying to job after job after job. But why was it hard? Because I don't have a degree. But I also stand by that just a piece of paper that has to determine for you to get a job, even if you have a good skill set in something, like, I think that's dumb. But for good job purposes, I understand why they do that. I get it. I'm not mad. I'm just saying. So for the longest time, man, I was really trying to get just like a remote job, but that wasn't working out. So I'm literally just applying to all these different spots around me. And man, it took so long. And even then I was getting interview after interview, and I tried to jump into the car dealership industry, and bro, I literally applied to every single dealership you could possibly think of. Honda, GMC, Healy Brothers, Mazda, Nissan, BMW. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. And I probably got 3 interviews max, and only one of them wanted me, which was Mazda, and there was one more that wanted me, and I cannot remember. But the thing was, so Mazda wanted me, another one wanted me. I don't know why I can't think of the name. Dodge and Mazda wanted me. I didn't know which one I wanted to go to, because Dodge, I wouldn't have been a salesman. I would have been in the BDR position. Pretty much what that is you're just taking phone calls. You're on the back end of a sales process, booking appointments, trying to get people into the dealership, make them more money, get more engagement over time. As the salesman, you're selling cars, you're marketing yourself, you are building almost a portfolio in that sense. So I told Mazda that I got already a thing, because I'm like, listen, I gotta weigh my options. That doesn't mean that I don't want to go with you guys at all, right? So I told them that, and they were completely cool with it. And then, dude, literally the next day I try to call them back. They're like, Eric, I'm sorry, man, the position's filled. I'm like, at the same time, I wasn't terribly upset because if you know anything about car sales, bro, you gotta build up your book. I'm not saying you can't get sales off the beginning, you definitely can, but understand when people come through that door to see, they're already set on seeing a sales guy that they spoke with before, not you. Not you. That's very rare. So in car sales, you have to build up a portfolio and literally a whole booklet of people. And the guy told me that, yeah, man, you're going to be working like 60-hour weeks. You only get paid $200 to $400 a week, and then everything else is commission. So understand, starting in car sales is very extraordinarily tough. Not saying it's not good for money, bro. It's sick. It definitely is, but it's hard and it takes a lot of time. And I needed money up front. That's what I needed. So that didn't work, as you can see. Yeah, we been going through it. I've really been going through it. But there's a quote that I heard that goes, sometimes you have to go through your worst just so you can become your best. Sometimes you have to go through your worst just so you can become your best. And it's so true. I mean, all of it I was going through, bro. Like mentally, I was losing faith in myself and hope and drive and all of it. It just felt like every day was getting darker and darker and darker. And I'm always been the positive, optimistic, motivational, disciplined, masculine guy. But it just felt like I couldn't see that light anymore in the tunnel. It's like the light was gone. You know, and then physically, I wasn't taking care of my body as much as I should. I started eating junk food and coping with that to make myself feel better. Also another story that we'll get into. I got a lot to preach to you guys, man. It's been a long journey. So just longest time, man, I felt like I was never gonna get out of that hole, like ever. So when, you know, just unemployed, and now hope is looking up. And that's why I always love to say, like, even at rock bottom, I promise you, there's always a way back. There's always a way up. If you were alive, if God woke you up today, if your angels are watching over to you because you're alive, God's with you, bro. You are alive. So if you are alive, then you have one more chance. I never want you to forget that. I don't care, bro. I don't care if you're broke. I don't care if your partner just shattered your heart into a million pieces. I don't care if you don't know what the fuck you want to do with your life. I don't care, bro. Listen, you are alive. That's just what you need to tell yourself. Because listen, if you weren't alive, then none of this would matter. Me speaking to you right now, you're alive. You can hear my voice. But guess what? If you weren't, none of this would matter. So all of your problems that you're dealing with, they're not as big as you think. I promise. I promise. All you can do is just take it this one day at a time. And with that one day at a time, you just need to put one foot in front of the other, do one good thing after another, and I promise you, momentum will build. There will be a snowball effect. More hope, more faith, and optimism will instill in your blood and your veins, and things will get better. Talk positively, even when you feel negative. You gotta talk to yourself. You have to. Listen, I'm that dude. Like, that's who I am, but I'm human. And so are you. And you're gonna have moments where you feel like shit and you don't want to do things and you're negative and you're losing hope and faith in everything because of how dark and cold your life got. But I'm just telling you, if you give it one more day, then you can do it. That's it. Ultimately, right? That's it, man. No matter how bad it gets, just smile, keep your head up, keep your chest up. and never forget who you are. You got yourself, bro. You are the only person who's gonna take you to where you wanna go in this life. Nobody else. Nobody is coming to save you. Nobody is coming to save me. But if you can just make yourself happy, if you can stay positive, if you can just have the positive outlook in these dark times, it will get better. Somebody said, in our darkest moments, we are the most open to see the light. And it's so true. You got this. God is with you. The universe is protecting you, and your angels are watching over you. I love you all. This is Eric Sensi. It's my first YouTube video. Signing out. I'm going to keep you all updated on how life goes. And this is rock bottom. Back to the top. I'll see you soon.